Well, he knew he was going to get some spin. That's why he floated it well up to the depth of the green.
This week, this boy was my pick. He's long, he's straight. This doesn't want to move a whole lot for an eagle. He's just got the goods to win around this kind of course, as they all have. But for me, he's a little bit of a standout.
Back up to 6.
Well, 93 yards is expecting to get it closer, but he knows that just 4 or 5 yards short of the pin, he's off the green.
Lorenzo Scalise coming towards the end of his round, his third at the par 5 18th. Hello. Oh.
Anthony, you've been out there now. What would you say is a sort of par score for these players?
Depends how you play, Andy. I have to say 69. 4 par 5s are, I wouldn't say reachable, but very birdieable. A couple of par 4s you can get very close to. So may even be 68. I'm looking at 22, 23 under winning total. Still good golf. Got a whole lot of putts for that. Not a huge amount of break in this one. Maybe just a little bit of grain left to right at the end. Sticking my neck out early.
President's Cup player as well, down at Royal Melbourne, Australia. A lot of experience already under the tank for a man who's only 25 years old.
One of the prettiest holes on this fine layout here on number 6. Just a matter of straightaway holes, just a matter of what shape you see. A bunker down the right-hand wing.
Seven yards up the hill here at 6. So a little bit heavy-handed for Højgaard. This is definitely left to right. You can hear a lot about this man the next 20 years. He's got loads of game, as we've been talking about already this morning. Just plays so quickly. That's what I love.
That's what grain does to you. Back into it. Couldn't believe how slow that was.
Scalise for a round of 65. Yep, it is a birdie at the last after that drop shot at the 17th, and an excellent start to the week for the 25-year-old Italian. The Odyssey putting stats. Strokes gained in putting this season. Robert McIntyre is way down that list. And that is a surprise because he is such a good putter. And he bags that one. He's got some way to go if he's going to catch up with the guys who set the pace. The early starters here on day 1, including Thailand's Jazz Jane Watanabe. This for birdie at 8.
Well, you're just trying to two-putt it from this distance. Goodness me, what a bonus.
66 on the opening day, 6 under par for Jazz Jane Watananond.
Rosner at the 17th, par 4. He's a tremendous ball striker, this young man. Pretty good putter to boot.
63 for Rosner, matched by Matt Wallace, who had this for a closing birdie. He finished up over at 9. And that matches his low round on the European Tour.
What a day Andy Sullivan had. Second hole, this is his 11th. Already had 5 birdies in a row till that point. That made it 6. He was the hottest man on the golf course today in more ways than one.
Yes, well, he told us, didn't he? Basically just sort of clattered his way around, as he put it. But he did say the putter was hot, and it was as well. Another birdie there. That got him to 10 under on his round. He made a birdie at the 7th as well to go 11 under par. And then if he'd hold this one...
This was a good approach coming out of the rough. It's not really having much effect on the golf ball. Could still spin it. Beautiful control. Wonderful approach. As you said, Dominic, he had that to get to 60 and it just slid past. But nonetheless, a sparkling performance from the Englishman.
And that ties his low round on the European Tour, as well as 61 with 11 birdies and no drop shots. The man who shot 27 under par to win the English Championship earlier this season, to return to the winner's circle for the first time in 5 years, leads the way on day 1 of the Golf in Dubai Championship, presented by DP World. Finland's Sami Välimäki, winner of the Oman Open earlier this season.
Strong player, Välimäki. Ooh, that was so close. Hope he's got a good lie. He's got a good lie. Should be an easy up and down, really, but very unlucky. It's a cool dude.
Actually had a very good chance, didn't he, to make it to win number 2 in his rookie season at the Aphrodite Hills Cyprus Showdown. He was leading heading into the back 9 there and then rather fell away.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of leaderboards, Dom.
Bit of a I'll start again, shall I? Bit of a bottleneck at 7 off the tee here. Short of par 5, 555, so well reachable. But the first tee shot really for me that they really have to concentrate on. Wade's on the group in front with Välimäki, so clearly they're all reaching it. Swinging well, McIntyre, 3 birdies already after an early bogey, so he's back on the bike.
And there's a bit of release on the fairways. Just need the greens to firm up a bit. That'll just create a better test.
Mark Warren with a birdie chance here at number 5 to get under par for his round.
Beautiful putt. He's a top putter, Mark Warren. Just very comfortable with that left below right. Rolls it beautifully.
Jamie Spence was saying a little bit of release on these fairways. Lee can carry the slight upslope. He'll grab an extra 20 or 30 and be going with an iron if he can grab the fairway, but sadly no. Not a cloud in the sky out here, gentlemen. It is perfect scoring, as we've seen. Love to see the greens just firm up a little bit, Jamie.
Yes, I will. I think it's needed, really. Otherwise, we're just going to see low score after low score. It's not an easy course, everybody sitting at home, but they're making it look it.
No, it's not. There's a few pins tucked away, so it is very, very good golf this morning we've seen.
I will say some of us quite enjoy seeing low scoring.
Thank you.
He's got one. He's got one, Danny Willett. He deserved that. It's been coming close. Par 5 next. Cheer him up a bit.
Pep Angles for birdie at 9. He's a fit young man, there's no doubt about it. There's hardly an ounce of body flat on him. Good player. A little bit deliberate out on the golf course, but quality ball striker, as they all are. And that's a wonderful 7 under par, 65 in his first round.
Thomas Pieters with a really good chance here at the 6 to go, 3 under.
He just sort of pulled that, trying to pull it down the left-hand side. He wasn't aiming far enough left, and that really did break across the hole, and with the grain.
Scalise with that round of 65 matched by the Spaniard Pep Angles, who himself has talked about some struggles he's had in his game, and he was a bit hard on himself. He's tried to lighten up. Fellow Spaniard Jorge Campillo is going nicely, and so is the Scottish Championship presented by AXA winner Adrian Otaegui there in that group at 4 under par. The big-hitting Tapio Polkinen, who's had a pretty poor season actually, is going nicely at 3 under through 7. The bullet mark at
3 yards up the hill. He'll be looking right at this one, possibly long if anything. That's the better miss.
Well, it was straight at it, wasn't it? He absolutely ripped that. It shouldn't be too bad from that runoff area there. Plenty of green to work with.
231 for McIntyre. Far reachable par 5, just a fraction up the hill, as I was saying. No breeze to speak of. He can actually aim this one left, coming from the middle of the fairway. Far better angle for the Scot.
Set.
That's what he tried. He tried to cut it, take a bit of spin off it, a bit of distance off it. Well, that's a lovely shot. Moves it both ways. Very comfortable, very accomplished ball striker.
Sebastian Soderberg. A good start to his round. That'll test him. 3 under, presently. He's been on some leaderboards this year as well.
Yeah, it's interesting.
A dogleg from left to right. There's a bunker down the left-hand side that you aim at and just peel it off it. Out of bounds, way left. Just a little bit of help in the air now, which helps the cause. It really is gorgeous out here now. It's a pleasure to be here. Better than going back to Australia, sitting in a hotel room for two weeks with a pizza sliding under your door every night. Won't happen. Okay, he's a drawer. Setting up for a fade. Danny. Will it?
Beautiful drive from Danny. Will it?
120 yards for Haotong Lee. He can go straight at this one. He'll be looking just past it. Good chance considering he's bunkered off the tee.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities, even if he missed the fairway, but that was a poor one from Lee. Oh dear, found some trouble here, Ollison. There's not much of it, but he's found it.
Goodness me. Just over by that sign away from there. I'm just almost reminiscent of that bush that Arnold Palmer demolished. What was it, Royal Birkdale? Is it this 15th hole at Royal Birkdale? Now a plaque.
16.
16.
On the right, yeah. Disappointing for Soderberg. A little bit of work left still. Sure, I'll knock it in.
Bogey at best for the Swede. Over to Rasmus Højgaard, who is through the back of the 7th green in 2.
That he is, Dom. Nice lie, just a gentle upslope all the way. 3 or 4 grain changes. It's the only thing that might just play a little bit on the mind. Likes to run the ball, the Dane. It's not something us Brits tend to do when we're growing up. The greens are so wet. It was certainly alien to me in my first few years on tour, was running the ball. Good 25, 30 footer green, so this really shouldn't trouble him.
Yeah, back foot trapper for Højgaard. Pretty good.
Yeah, good shot. Anthony Walt from Sunningdale lived there most of his life, nowhere near the coast, but if you were on the coast you would play a little chip and run.
Mark Warren with another birdie putt.
Yeah, you can see the hole just burnt on the right hand side there where the grain is. You just got to play it a little bit more that side.
Back over to 7. And an eagle putt for Scotland's Robert McIntyre.
5th time today he's been pin high, McIntyre. Clearly on his game, even though he made an early bogey. First green I've seen, there's been so many grain changes. And not an awful lot in this one. Outside chance, but I think he'll fancy it.
His pace putting tends to be very good, and in that instance it completely deserted him.
Paratori, all pars up to now. This for his birdie on the 6, short par 4, up the hill, in a good spot here. Give it a ruck, give it a go, go on. Slow there into the grain. And the grain's going to be more of a factor in the afternoon than the morning. It just, grass just grows up a little bit, just affects the putts.
Touch of the wides for Lee from 120 yards. Putting just a little bit up the hill, really reasonably flat round the green, round the hole I should say. Be a disappointing 5 though if he misses it.
Great putt. Great putt. Wonderful 4. Looking like he's getting a little bit more stronger physically. A little bit older. He'll work hard. Wonderful facilities that follow the European Tour all round. Let's have another look at this. 4 arms in line. Straight back, straight through. Beautiful result.
Not much in this one for Højgaard. Maybe just a fraction left or right. Green's a perfect pace this week. 12.2, 12.3 on the stimp. Pretty comfy out there for the pros.
I think he just shoved that. 2 good shots into the green, walks off with 5, and Haotong Lee's been all over the place and walks off with 4. That's golf. Yeah, he knows all his wildlife and the birds, Tony. Terrific on that. McIntyre smack straight in the middle. 4 birdies already for him after 7 holes. 1 bogey, he's 3 under. Golf's easy at the moment for Robert McIntyre.
Out with a long iron, it's a big hit, even though there's a little bit of help in the air now. 252, second shot here at 7. You'll need to hit this high if he's going to cover the yardage.
Better leave that time for Willett.
Yeah, that's a good leave there, Andy, because if you land it on the green, 240, if you land it on the green on line, it hits a little downslope and it can meander its way back to the back edge. But this boy can hit it high. He'll need to. That swing was a little longer, trying to scoop it. That's just fine. It's a bit of a pull. He'll be a little disappointed, but it's on the dance floor. .236. I'll never forget the long iron he hit. Not far from here, up the road in Abu Dhabi, one of his wins. He won there like 3 times, I think. But one year I was standing there and he hit this 2-iron to the last. And that's what he's got here. And it just was like frozen rope. He just absolutely flushed it. One of the greatest shots I've ever seen. And that doesn't disappoint.
Yep, swing there, buddy.
Yeah, superb shot from Kymer.
Pitch is 5 or 6 feet from the hole, so they're all in pretty good shape there at the 7th. Andy Sullivan is sitting pretty at the top of the leaderboard. He has set the pace here this week with that opening 61. 63s for Wallace and Rosner. And it has been a day of good scoring on the fire course. First time we've seen this course on the European Tour. Next week we hop over to the Earth course here at Jumeirah Golf Estates for the closing tournament of the season, the DP World Tour Championship itself, which will conclude the 2020 Race to Dubai season. There's Peters, 2 under par. A couple of putts for another birdie for the Belgian.